Ladies and gentlemen, I don't say this lightly. The world is trembling tonight. Right now in Iran, 28 million people are without water. Entire cities are going dark. There's no power, no internet, no drinking water. Families forced to migrate, and protests are turning deadly in the streets. Now, think about that for a moment, okay? An entire nation on the verge of collapse. And you better believe it's not going to stay contained over there for very long. And at the very same time, the earth itself is shaking beneath our feet. Let me know if you felt the tremors. A 6.0 just rattled El Salvador. South Carolina just got rocked this morning. Deep Texas is trembling, and Hawaii's volcano is spewing fire into the sky. This is like something out of the Old Testament, folks. So guys, the Pacific Ring of Fire is lighting up like we have not seen in decades. And while the planet quakes, our own borders are under siege. A so-called migrant truck driver who's here illegally since 2018 got his hands on a California commercial driver's license. He caused a U-turn crash at 70 miles an hour and left 3 Florida Americans dead on the side of the road. And when Florida's lieutenant governor dragged him back to face justice, he showed no remorse, not even a flicker of humanity. Like, is this guy human? I mean, how do you do such a thing and not even show any kind of remorse for that? No remorse for the families. So triple crisis, the world's on fire, America's streets are shaking, and the people that we were told to, welcome with open arms, they're going rogue. They're killing our citizens. What's going on with that? So here's where the story turns, because President Trump, your president, is not sitting back. He's responding aggressively, unapologetically, just like he promised. And I'm about to show you exactly how. Now, stick with me, guys, because we're about to hear what you're about to hear. This is going to shake you to the core. From the 28 million without water, to the earthquakes and the eruptions, to the migrant scandal that never should have happened. And President Trump's direct response to all of this is one of the most urgent updates I've ever delivered. If you appreciate the updates, please hit the like button and subscribe. All right. Mark this date down, okay, guys? August 24th. It's going to go down in history, and everyone will remember it. Right now, the world is staring at a triple crisis, 3 disasters colliding at once, and the stakes couldn't be higher. First, 28 million people without water in Iran. Entire provinces have gone dark. No power, no internet, no drinking water. Families are leaving everything behind, just completely desperate to survive. Second, the earth is trembling. Earthquakes rattling El Salvador, Texas, and even the Carolinas. Hawaii's volcano spewing fire hundreds of feet up in the air. Indonesia and the Pacific Ring of Fire lighting up like it's Judgment Day. And folks, it's not slowing down. Third, we also, right here at home, migrants are going rogue. An illegal alien truck driver licensed in Gavin Newsom's California makes a deadly U-turn and kills 3 innocent Americans. And when confronted, no remorse, none, didn't even care. And so these aren't isolated headlines. This is a pattern. The world is collapsing from water to fires to earthquakes to borders. And it seems like the only one who seems to be responding with urgency is President Donald J. Trump. And so I'm going to tell you exactly what he's going to do, what he's actually doing right now to address all of this. But first, we got to break down the most staggering piece of all of these stories, okay? A nation of 90 million people, and almost a third of them are without water. Now, that's not just a crisis, folks. That is a complete collapse. So I want to dive into Iran's water disaster, and then I want to get into these earthquakes that are shaking the earth beneath us. All right, so folks, first, imagine this. Your neighbor just told you that they saved $1,000 a year by calling Chapter. Then another neighbor says that their plan covered more benefits after Chapter reviewed it. Now, at that point, well, what do? You call too, because no one wants to be the only one that's missing out, right? This is exactly why I partnered with Chapter. Their track record, it speaks for itself. And it's why most people on your block are already calling Chapter right now, or they're visiting Chapter online. Phone number is down below on your screen, 909-563-8279. Or of course, their website is askchapter.org/Ron. The question is, will you be the last house on the street to find out? Let's start with the most staggering number of all. 28 million people in Iran have no water. Now think about that for a second, okay? Not a boil advisory, not a water, not a short outage, no water. Like empty shelves, no water are on the shelves. Entire cities are bone dry. Families forced to line up at trucks begging for just enough to get through the day. Wow. And the government's response? Bullets. Yeah, that's right, guys. These protests have raged for 7 nights, and at least 3 people are no longer with us. You've got mothers with empty jugs in the streets chanting, "We're thirsty, we're thirsty," only to be met with live ammunition. That's not just a failure of leadership. That is a complete society collapse. Tehran's main dam, experts say it's got 1 month left. 1 month until the capital of Iran, the beating heart of the regime, runs dry. Now, just this week, August 19th, a sudden incident in the network left 370,000 people in Kamabad without a drop of water. No timeline for a fix, no answers, just complete silence. But this isn't just any old drought, folks. This is decades of corruption and mismanagement. They built 600 mega dams. They diverted rivers. They salted their own soil. And now the groundwater is collapsing beneath them. So in some towns, the land is literally sinking. Roads are buckling, buildings are cracking, giant fissures are ripping through the farmland. Nature's revenge for man's arrogance, if you will. You know what I mean, guys? So while the people there are suffering, the regime shuts down the internet for 27 out of 31 provinces. So there's no water, there's no power, there's no way to cry for help. There's no internet. Can you imagine this, guys? Like, it's not just thirst, it's isolation. And to add to that, there's a climate spiral. Iran's heating up twice as fast as the global average. Think about it. Summers are turning into furnaces, temperatures topping 120 degrees, 125 degrees. Crops are dying. The earth is heating up. Animals are dropping. Scientists are warning that up to 50 million Iranians may be forced to flee in the decades ahead. Now, think about what that means. Mass migration on a scale that we've never seen before. And the big question, the question that everyone's probably thinking right now is, well, where do they go? Are they going to go to Europe? Are they going to go to the United States, to the US? This crisis doesn't stay contained. It's going to spill out everywhere. So comment down below if you would be accepting of them to come to the US, or would you prefer that they go to Europe? So here's the kicker, guys. When the mullahs tell farmers to pray harder for rain, America has a president who doesn't wait on prayers alone. Trump is responding. He sees the chain reaction here. Water collapse abroad, instability spreading, and America's footing the bill if we don't get ahead of this thing. So I wanted to explain exactly what President Trump's doing about it right now, okay? But first, what if I told you that that this water crisis isn't the only way that the world is trembling? Because as Iran is drying out, the earth itself is shaking beneath us, from El Salvador to South Carolina to Hawaii's volcano erupting. And folks, the theories about why it's happening, oh, it's going to blow your mind. So as if millions without water wasn't enough, the earth shaking, the earth shaking itself beneath us. Look at what's unfolded in just the last 72 hours. This morning, a 6.0 earthquake slamming El Salvador. Families jolted awake, buildings rattling, people running into the streets. And here in America, South Carolina rocked by a swarm of earthquakes before sunrise. Not California. I'm talking about South Carolina, guys, just north of Georgia. Then Texas got hit with 3 separate earthquakes in only 24 hours. The ground is trembling from coast to coast. And it's not just the quakes. Hawaii's Kīlauea volcano has just erupted for the 31st time since December. Think about this, guys. Since December, 31st time since December. Lava fountains shooting 100 feet up in the sky, glowing red against the night. Scientists say it hasn't erupted this aggressively in over 40 years. Now, think about that. Nature is roaring louder than ever. Half a world away, Indonesia shaken by a 5.4 magnitude earthquake. And then just 2 days ago, a massive 8.0 earthquake in the Drake Passage had tsunami sirens going off across the Pacific. No tsunami this time, thank God. But folks, this was just a warning shot. The Pacific Ring of Fire is lighting up and people are asking why. Some scientists are pointing to solar flares and coronal mass ejections rattling our planet, but other people are whispering that this is God sending us a message. Still, others claim it's man-made, some rogue nuclear test that may have gone wrong, or possibly even some weather manipulation taking place. Now, whatever you believe, one thing is undeniable. It's not normal, right? I mean, we're seeing mega quakes, volcanoes, tsunamis, and droughts all at the same time. Let me know if I'm alone when I say this or if you guys agree with me, but doesn't this feel biblical? I mean, it feels coordinated and the people are scared. So now let's make this clear, okay? While Iran collapses from thirst, while the ground shakes beneath us, our borders are wide open. And the tragedies that follow, they're not happening somewhere else. They're happening right here at home. In fact, a migrant with a commercial driver's license from Gavin Newsom's state of California just killed 3 innocent Americans and showed zero remorse. You need to hear the details of that case, okay? Because this is the perfect example of how broken policies put your own family in danger. And here's really where it hits home, folks, because this Iran, while Iran is running out of water and the earthquakes beneath us, our own leaders of the past, they left the border collapse. They just completely let the border collapse. And we're dealing with the aftermath of this. And so now Americans are dying because of it. Picture this, guys. An illegal alien who crossed our border back in 2018 somehow manages to get a commercial driver's license in California. Yes, I know. Gavin Newsom's California, the so-called sanctuary state. This man failed basic roadside exam questions, yet the state still handed him a commercial driver's license to operate an 18-wheeler. And the result? A deadly U-turn on a restricted highway at 70 miles an hour. 3 innocent Americans gone in an instant. Families shattered, lives cut short, and the man responsible, when he was confronted, no remorse, none. Florida's own sheriff said it. Blank stare, uncaring, didn't even check on the victims dying on the roadside. That, my friends, is what migrants going rogue really looks like. Now, here's the difference now. This happened under President Trump's watch in Florida. They didn't sit on their hands. Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins, a 23-year Green Beret, personally flew out and escorted this man back from California. Why? Well, because even Collins knew he couldn't trust Newsom not to try to pull a stunt. That's leadership. That's Florida sending a message. We got your back. We will not fail our citizens. This driver now faces 3 counts of vehicular manslaughter, up to 30 years behind bars. And when his time is served, he's gone, deported, finished. That's justice. That's accountability. Now, unfortunately, if he does serve 30 years, that'll be 30 years of taxpayers paying for it, but I guess it is what it is, right? But here's the even bigger picture here. How many more are out there? How many more illegal aliens got their licenses in sanctuary states like California? How many more innocent Americans will have to die before Democrats admit that their policies are killing people? That's the real question. And folks, this is why President Trump says enough is enough. Borders, safety, sovereignty, it's all on the line right now. And Trump is responding. In fact, what he's about to do next, it's already sending shockwaves through Washington, through the states, all the way across the globe. Now, we're going to talk about exactly what his response looks like. But here's a question that everybody's asking right now. While Iran collapses, the earth shakes, and rogue migrants kill Americans, what is President Trump doing about it? Because unlike the weak, failed leadership that we had before, this president is not waiting for committees or blue ribbon panels. No, Trump is responding, and right now. First, on the global stage, Trump knows that the Iran water collapse isn't just Iran's problem. If 50 million desperate people are forced to migrate in the years ahead, well, guess who's going to pay the price? Europe, America, our allies. So Trump is already moving. He's already moving. He's pressuring the regime, cutting off their corruption networks and preparing America so that we don't get swamped in the fallout. Second, on the home front, after the deadly migrant truck case, Trump is doubling down. National Guard deployments are expanding, not just in Washington, D.C., but in cities all across America where chaos could erupt. Border Patrol is being reinforced. Sanctuary states are being put on notice. The message is very clear, guys. I mean, if you let rogue migrants slip through, we're going to hold you accountable. Third, President Trump is calling for what Democrats refuse to touch: a hard reset on licensing, immigration, and enforcement. No more illegals slipping into driver's seats of 18-wheeler trucks. No more sanctuary city loopholes putting your family in danger. America first means your safety first. And let's be honest, guys, this is why Trump has a mandate from the American people. The people are tired of excuses. They're tired of Democrats like Gavin Newsom putting ideology above lies. They're tired of Biden's old weakness. Yes, I know Biden's gone, but his policies are still haunting us. And Trump is cleaning it up. Folks, look at the pattern. 28 million without water, earthquakes shaking nations, migrants growing rogue. Kind of feels like it's spreading everywhere, right? I mean, but here's the difference this time. America has leadership again. He's not just reacting. He's out front. He's taking the hits. He's making the calls. He's showing the world that America will not collapse. Not now, not ever. So here's the kicker, though. What he does next, this is going to set the tone for the rest of his presidency. And if you thought that tonight was intense, wait until you hear what's coming down the pipeline, because I'm going to cover every step, every move right here. You're not going to want to miss this. So here, it's just crazy what's going on, isn't it, guys? August 24, 2025, mark it down, okay? A day that 3 separate crises converged like a perfect storm. In Iran, 28 million people without water, protests crushed. The land itself is collapsing under their feet. In the Pacific and here at home, the ground is trembling. Earthquakes, volcanoes, natural disasters, tsunami fears. They're making the planet feel unstable. And right here in America, migrants are going rogue. 3 innocent lives are lost. Sanctuary state policies exposed as deadly failures. I know it feels overwhelming, doesn't it? It feels chaotic. But here's the difference this time. America's not leaderless. Under President Donald J. Trump, we finally have a president who doesn't hide, doesn't stall, and doesn't apologize. He responds. This is the line in the sand. So either we stay awake and we fight for our families, for our borders, and for our sovereignty, or we get swept away in the chaos that's spreading worldwide. And Trump, he's chosen to fight. So stay vigilant, stay engaged, and most importantly, pray for our world, guys, because while the ground is shaking, while the water dries up, while corrupt politicians fail us, there is still hope when people refuse to give in. So, folks, the world may be trembling tonight, but America actually has leadership again. Like, subscribe, share this video, and drop a prayer emoji in the comments if you're still with me, because together we will still keep exposing the truth, and we will keep standing strong, and we will not back down.